Sunday and connect Canada Japan a chief ya, Ebia and Canada houseboy. And your point is and can the Canada Japan for Robert Mabeno.
Enti abusancha ha Phoenix Media enti Canada Japan lawyer ba ko wo Kumase ni din the lawyer William Kusubeka ya during the flag bearership time no na ono na ese Kumase so wo bo adwuma ma honorable Canada Japan obusuya opani abobo na adwen de ama Joy News file host our friend say Samson Lardi na ni nyina ene say during the Joy News file program no course no Samson Lardi make a reaction to Canada Japan versus Anas case no incident where he made reference Canada Japan krano he made his wealth through a plutocratic politics na sebi chronobo kakra any exploitation of resources ahodo na boa ma Canada Japan enya nisika na wanya aside that with me kan HM say Canada Japan as compared to Ghana judges any Ghana court system no Canada Japan it means intimidation and some fear tactics be anyway some cases na entesa ewo in a civilized country.
The matter we discussed about Anas the other day. Look, if you are known to lie, to blackmail, and openly threaten journalists, even insult judges, and get away with it. Yes, if you can get away with treasonable comments because the plutocratic politics has handed you loads of money, it is understandable why you will pretend to rejoice over a judgment that indicts you, finds you guilty of telling untruths and falsehoods. In the Anas case, the jury gave him so much, but the judge later found that the maximum, according to the defamation law of New Jersey, in the circumstances of this case, was 500. He says he got what he really wanted, a judgment in his favor, because Canada Japan could not prove any of his allegations against him in court. And that's how we do it in a civilized society. Yes, I can imagine the damage to the peddler of the falsehoods and the relief to the victor, the relief from what Justice Kolendi and Tanko later deprecated and wash their hands off.
Right after this video and in summer Samson Lardi kan on last Saturday no I was a yentie lawyer your friend say William Kusi ono Canada Japan ne lawyers no ne kasama phone mu ba ko abusan yentie no
anya bonu in na wo mamu na the way people criticize Canada Japan when he speaks out, and you can see that usually it is made out of malice. You see how Honorable Canada Japan has conducted himself. Yeah. Trying to avoid commentary that to bring up all these criticisms and all that. But you are observing that on the media landscape, this particular guy who has completed the law school has consistently made remarks against Canada Japan which are unprovoked. And we think that, no, as lawyers, we think what he's saying is not true, number one. And as a journalist, he's been unethical with his statement. Okay. And so when we met, I don't know if you have seen a copy of the statement.
Yeah. If even it is on our screen now on the TV.
I am on one.
Okay.
Why is he doing those things? Calling him a liar, blackmailer, threatening judges, or say plutocrats in Canada Japan and Yan. This is complete ignorance. Wokla want something, wokla. What's in the Yanto man to him? Wokla has happened. When your opportunities are what radios, look, Newsfile had a standard, and he entered that standard. But the professional behavior on Newsfile is unacceptable.
Okay.
The man is not on the panel. You take his personality, make statements against him, which are factually incorrect, legally wrong. We thought that it is high time we warn him and like-minded people. So we will not tolerate any such unguided, unprofessional conduct from him.
Okay.
Sunday, and when Canada Japan a chief ya, Ebia, and when a houseboy, and your politician, and can the Japan for a bit my beno. What kind of thinking is that? If he will be a politician, he should declare he's a politician. And they will know how to weigh his statement. But as long as he pretends to be a lawyer and a journalist here, we'll guide him by the standards of the two professions. He's still responsible. And we are giving him the opportunity, ultimately, to come back and correct what he did wrong. Otherwise, you'll hear from us. Please. Okay. Lawyer for Ghana or come home. How many times haven't he gone to court on a contempt proceeding against the Japan? How many times? And he's trying to create the impression, he said, Ghanaian court, this is me wrong. That district court in US, I know species, overrides the Supreme Court decision in Ghana. And unfortunately, he even goes further to applaud the minority decision against the majority. Wow. Should that be the conduct of a lawyer?
Okay. Also, in your statement, more petition the National Media Commission, the General Legal Council, at the same time, Multimedia Group, opinion or retract it. What to one among say?
The two one among. We are filed them.
Okay.
I be very soon here.
Now, well, Abronya Atom, you can't discuss it without looking at his
93.7.
His personality. A drunkard who can drink and fall asleep at the funeral and also show. So the can't say what. I do better.
Someone see lawyer.
Why would you not tell Morgana have
lawyer?
Yes.
Who's it a drunkard?
Yes, out in the bow, yes, man, and also show. Video.
Video where the enemy crying we.
I never say newbie. That is the guy we are talking about. Very irresponsible would be President Akuffo attempt. So no at the application because here for now what is one fan. We all had the noise he made.
Masa.
And the pass no or can't now with the idea for Tanya manager. So Obi or Nam says Sika or call law school. No I reckon the Japan's on two books, no for landing on I'm not a book up there. Can I talk as me no man? And the dinner baba Boga did Baumieti at the Kenatem. Your guess is as good as mine.
Masa.
Your guess is as good as mine. You see, you know something, Canada, Japan has decided not to react. And he will not. Yeah, I want chance to move here, become the actual. So, the year by, I just saw his book. The one who will, or Cody chairman, here, or Levin is the year, that is how we should assess his responsibility. Niam national Asamo. And some of Kappa Kennedy win a piano and a crack. Second, in your contract. I am not going to contract in the past. On your contract because it's a qualified contractor who had the contract on merit. The most efficient contractor Ghana in Japan. He delivers on his work. He pays his taxes. And this is about several. What is so much in Japan? Because he does good business and he makes profit. Or your profit is on Kwamfa, or the body parties are brought here, and Zuzu or the Buano. What is it? And there were many other people. Now, I am them visit Sheldon because we have a body bias or Tiano. And when he's paid, people don't understand when he reacts that to open the person.
Some na lawyer walk no, some are walk no cre. Second, the Japan to bottom sika, Edibia Mcbrown pen.
Oh. Several times now, remember receipt of payment of the money of our sample. A good Yama Japan.
Hey, what you want receipt in ya?
You know, depending on the receipt, the course any Ghana or bank or receipt, the best I know. Yaba Twaba or Simba Miyako for not Nazo Mituno. Obesu check in Japan for no 48,000 Ghana city for his campaign. This man, if he stands against Canada, Japan, also who said, he has committed political suicide. He's dead. He's as good as dead.
Omo kotua banu. O si eye ba omi Akuffo obi se o metu no obo no ho. Akuffo se ni so o metu no. No de na. Enti obeka kire Canada Japan wo kono no okuta 46,000.
Oba ko ne wana kan demand 48,000 or Simon.
8,000 Ghana cedis.
48. 48.
No, the man say one fanko.
Over go because support the campaign. And then second the Juma Odi Arno.
And then what me freak and the Japan say why you bodam for. Why you babon some and some ni be no dia.
Abronya there's any problems so. We are bodam for say abronya there's no problems so. Brahma hone so be like to be abodam.
Oh yes. Masa. Lawyer Sanya may ekoso yi ebeboa mo because one bronya na nkasa na wo kasa nsem bi anipa bi kan ye ena mmire bi no NDC gina so no omobobo ye de ye bon to ade ti am na ni wo ka che Canada Japan se sabia kronto waya bodamfo wo bi a waye kromfo no waye bonsam na ekina mu koto aba na Canada nya enti Ghana fo nkoto aba ma bonsam ene bodamfo no me president ana
Ayo Mahama sem Kennedy Asema ko kan so when the fundamentals are weak the exchange will exchange we were supposed to no one thing of vice president no kind
and no class vice president kan
yes and it was a public statement it is obiti ya nye kind o ono asmo kan no mo boy chi no mo bot tia no anya kan
na wonyi nso se abronya nso asema wo kan no kra bo baabi se empo vice president ono an kan no kra nanka ye ntwehwe se befiri wo bi te second de Japan a wo amanyukuru mu no ana ebeka na mama opposition amanyuku na se nya ahoden pa mo de agina so mom wonyi se ehono nso e wo se ni abronya ya adwen kakra
wo de manu kokko tia president otisu yo kokko de obi so e commission ya nto amano
no kra
93.7.
Well, when you are popular and people insult you, it makes you more popular. Like Ken. Or no, only personality is the president. And no, if you say Canada, it's not correct. And some you go contest the candidate. No man come for Canada, Japan when we were contesting at the primaries. The first time Canada, Japan opened his mouth, he had been attacked by Bomia. I don't have a kind of point in there. I said, Bomia, Mabo into the minimum. Only they can attack Ken, and I can't respond to you. And why is everybody pointing fingers at the statement Canada Japan did? The only statement he made against Bomia was the statement I just quoted. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange was with the Akabia of commenting about the party, it wasn't about Bomia. And it was warning and all, and I'm boom. Do kind as a prophet. Do the warning party Mudi Yako very and by a report. And you know, it's not an excuse. Let us concentrate and choose the right guy for the party. And it's Canada Japan. But Umia would never win election on the ticket of MPP. He will never.
Abronya se wo beti kuo a eye ehiafuo kuo. Ni nyina ye Canada Japan asama wo kan ye se ehiafuo mpomunya ukoduro di kasa na nya ono odefo no. Abronya
Jesus by don't cover ehiafuo. Every prophet speaks about the poor. Kennedy has also spoken about the poor. And it's a fact that he's saying. Meboa, Jesus can say, what's the munya moment that beyond Meboa?
No correct.
Every holy book, no.
Aye.
The branch in Canada, Japan, there's nothing wrong with it.
Now, when you say, Nayaman, your summer, and Nayaman, your summer, Yayan, Ghana, hey, no, and he said, yes, if first word the Triaban, and may you say, Canada, Japan, Casamno, Bronibeka say, obey any singular, than so yen Purano. Obey ni say ebia wumpo ohani sense o kan say mo na ye general statement.
I agree perfectly with you. But Canada Japan cannot be 100%. He's a human being.
Okay.
So let's can be 10. The work came my mind with Bignano. I should say the negative. More far and Kofi Mushi, my to me my Obia was the fact that was for my mama.
Na say after someone why adwuma kwa ne dia. After one mo jijin kan ya kai ya wo ne ECG fo ho nsem ba ye nye.
Da be no tie.
Enu ni asem no.
E ko na and find out. Da be no tie. What in as a private man about politics no. We are talking about people who can succeed in their private lives without using the advantage of political position. And you been a Ghana here. And the chance them na abroad here. A discredited abroad here, it doesn't make any difference.
Some statement we are bronye ameki afa Kennedy when finally says Sabia Kusabia Croto, where you will be a Sabi say ni attended dia woodini. Still Kennedy, moto and a better one people man you kuna Ghana for Atoni.
It is a demand in the Kosovo. The demand and support has risen. They know that it's a deliberate try to provoke him to make statements. There are many pioneers in one matter. Then no Mcbrown report for me. Can Mcbrown me when I'm going to report into my shop. The Kennedy there. Go on and anytime the bar there turn more. Kennedy do election. Who be Kennedy asa. But the
I said, the Abinum Cassa, a Baumia camp on a shutdown or Matras, as a woman, your Kennedy and him say a two bomb, but to the chess, the unfancy Dean, one woman, I just say, one must shut up, Wapan, one more cancer, and a bear, a Bema Kennedy, a Besson, a buffoon, or a cancer.
We are in a Paminia. That thank you to a Saturday Kama. Yeah, Baumia, Blue Governor Kennedy, two different versions of the speech. And the next Monday, the media was battling with criticisms of Baumia Wante. Then I want to regroup there. Not his speech, you know. They will be blame one people on the guy. They put a movie pardon to Kennedy. So they hired this man who has no reputation, who has no station, to provoke him. Now, I am a voice like a Kennedy, but I'm not a case that can talk us to a man, but all law boost, why is he a man? I don't know you be no kind of Ken had every reason to be mad.
Lawyer, you may that's it.
Mr. Moma, I brought here I draw a map dropper and critique the look. My make this last thing. Only almost I brought Kennedy County. Your kind of a young party, but party normally. That's what he said. And the typical example was Abronia. And you know, Mama way
93.7.
Center state. Yemo can you ma or yen in your ma yen again. I know na mom yen can happen.
Okay.
Now sabi, what about me have to can just say or ya attend the euro.